We're now delighted to be joined over the telephone by Dr. Bassam Shamma, of course, the renowned Egyptologist. Dr. Bassam, a very good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon to everybody, and I'm so enchanted that you are having me.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time and for joining us now. The 3rd of April has been set, quite an eventful, historic day, once in a lifetime, really, for all Egyptians and the whole world to witness mummies traveling in a procession in the streets of Cairo. Tell us a bit about the importance of this significant event.
I think it's a kind of a parade that our authorities thought of to move the 22 mummies from the beautiful, strong, and very, very crucial museum in Tahrir to the Civilization al-Hadara Museum in Al-Fustat. This parade has been, as you all witnessed and as you were all actually monitoring, an amazing deal of preparation.
Of course.
From the cars, from the movements. At the beginning, we were asking questions. The ministry started to answer us. How about the movement? How about the transportation? How about the environment? The change? Taking a mummy which can go back to over 3,000 years from a place to another place. The streets, how it's going to be with people, without people, because of the current situation, and so on. So all the answers and all the news, I think all participated in making a great event from one museum to the other. We did not, I personally did not experience such thing happening elsewhere.
Yes.
Yes,
indeed.
We can have a statue moving from a place to another in a museum somewhere in Europe or somewhere in the West. But for mummies in this number, 22, 18 gentlemen and 4 respectable ladies,
yes.
I think that's the first.
Absolutely. Doctor, let's talk a bit about some of the mummies that are being transferred. Which of them stand out the most to you? What can you tell us about them?
Can I start with my favorite?
Yes, please. Please do.
My favorite is Sitman Ra Ta'a II.
Okay.
And because the name can be a little bit, what, who, like this. And because of this, I think we need to tell the people in brief, who is this amazing brave man?
Yes.
He's an Egyptian. He ruled the country over 3,000 years ago for some years, and he was married to the most amazing mother, amazing lady, amazing wife. As her son wrote in Karnak Temples about her, she is the mother of the king, she is the wife of the king, she is the daughter of the king, and her name is Yahatib. Of course, we all know her, and she is the most famous lady who led Egypt after her husband was killed or martyred, if you like, in the liberation battles against the Hikaw Khasud, or as they called them later, the Hyksos. Sitman Ra Ta'a II was actually a fighter. He was not only a king staying in a palace,
he was a warrior.
Would show, on the throne, wearing gold, watching dancers, all this business of Hollywood. No, he was a fighter, he was a brave man. Sitman Ra Ta'a II was one of the leader figures against the Hikaw Khasud, the Hyksos, who were, as we all know, taking over in Delta and in a big part of our beautiful northern Egypt at that time.
Right.
He was hit.
Yes.
He was hit on his head, on his face, in places, and the embalmers left him with the openings.
Okay.
They did not, and that's the important thing, is that they did not fill in with bandages or with glue or with any sort of sawdust like they used to use those things in mummification. They did not. They left him, they mummified him, and they left him with the openings of the cuts of the hits, which were compared to the weaponry of the Hyksos, Hikaw Khasud, and they found out that yes, they match. So now we know that the Hikaw Khasud used certain weapons which were different than the Egyptian weapon, and the traces and the marks on the head of our beautiful brave man, Sitman Ra Ta'a II, actually matches the weapon. Lately, in the last 3 or 4 weeks, the whole world woke up on a study made in Egypt about Sitman Ra Ta'a II with CT scanning, and that added to the importance of the subject.
Yes. Yes,
And
absolutely.
from there, it came up, two scientists, two Egyptian scientists came up with the word of how did he die. Of course, we all knew he died in combat, but they introduced another idea of him being killed in a ceremonial execution, something that I totally disagree with. But it was this ceremonial execution thing started in 2009 by a guy called Gary Shaw. He proposed it. He's a scientist, he's an Egyptologist, and he proposed it. They confirmed it. They confirmed it because they believed in the same idea.
Right.
I do not, and that's another story. But
yes.
that's what I'm trying to say. We
Right.
need to know more about this man
Absolutely.
and his brave history.
Indeed. I'd like to thank you very, very much, Dr. Bassem Al-Shammad, the renowned Egyptologist. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and your insight. And we have one final feature in store for you, and we'll be right back. To stay tuned.